From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. The change of seasons from summer to autumn across North America is notable for crisp air, colorful fall foliage, and for some, the return of wintry precipitation. But the fall season, and October in particular, is still a busy time of year for meteorologists scouring the tropics. October is not only a very active month in terms of tropical activity, but it usually results in a shift in where most tropical cyclones develop across the Atlantic. AccuWeather's Bernie Rayno said that while it's getting cooler across the U.S. and North America, water temperatures are still very warm, and that's why you see tropical storms and hurricanes right into late October. Bodies of water have the ability to warm and cool slower than land masses, allowing locations like the Gulf, the Caribbean Sea, and the Atlantic Ocean to hold on to summer's heat a little bit longer than the land. This, in part, is the reason that the peak of hurricane season is September 10th, rather than during the typical heat of summer in July or early August. The warmth the large bodies of water can hold is what meteorologists call ocean heat content, and it is essential to the formation of tropical storms and hurricanes. AccuWeather's senior meteorologist Alex Sosnowski says that as the seasons change and we get into October, the number of hurricanes that form in the center of the Atlantic typically starts to decline, and we become more concerned about areas in the Caribbean, the Gulf, and western Atlantic. Sosnowski explained that a combination of increased wind shear, or disruptive winds over the Atlantic Ocean, and the warmer waters elsewhere in the basin are key factors in the shift in tropical activity. On average, October ranks third behind September and August for months with the most named tropical systems in the Atlantic basin. In recent years, some of the strongest and most impactful hurricanes have struck in October, including Hurricane Michael in 2018, Hurricane Delta in 2020, and, of course, Superstorm Sandy in 2012. Sandy unleashed catastrophic storm surge flooding, claimed 159 lives in the mid-Atlantic and northeastern U.S., and left behind more than $70 billion in damage, making it one of the costliest natural disasters in U.S. history. While any location along the coast from the eastern Caribbean and Mexico to the Gulf or Atlantic coasts of the U.S. could be hit by an October tropical system, Florida remains a particularly susceptible location for hurricanes this time of year. AccuWeather's hurricane expert Dan Kotlowski said that sometimes Florida is more vulnerable in October than any other month, just simply because the state is so close to the Caribbean and close to the western Atlantic. Florida has been hit by about a dozen major hurricanes in the month of October since records began in 1851, which is more than any other state. Perhaps the most notable storm to strike Florida in October was Wilma in 2005, the most intense Atlantic hurricane on record. Wilma developed in the Caribbean and eventually rapidly intensified from a Category 1 to a Category 5 behemoth, with winds of 185 miles per hour in just 24 hours. After making landfall in Florida as a Category 3 storm, Wilma was blamed for more than 20 fatalities and also is listed as the 9th costliest tropical cyclone in U.S. history. That's all for now. You can find regional forecasts and more science-based articles at AccuWeather.com. And for your local forecast at your fingertips, download the AccuWeather app. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. I'll be back tomorrow with more from AccuWeather.